Oh my goodness gracious. I am so excited for today. If you're joining us, say what's up. Let us know that you're here. We always want to know who is with us as we come in for every single episode of the Erin Burd live show. So, yes, my friends, how many times do we feel like we totally missed the boat on something? Or, my gosh, if I really would have thought about that sooner, I could have planned and been proactive. Y'all, it happens all the time. We are so busy doing all the things for our businesses and for our studio. And we have maybe good intentions, but we miss the boat. And then we get to it and we're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do it? So that is why I want to dive into our upcoming trend alert that you need to know about right now so you can actually leverage and create something magical and be on the ground floor before anyone else. So, my friends Adam and Vicci, they're going to come in and we are going to share with you what that trend is and how it is going to affect you. Now, if you're just joining us, say what's up. Let us know that you're here. We want to have a conversation with you. And if you're new here somehow and you've stumbled upon this broadcast, I am Erin Burd and I support studio owners and dance educators to really create their own unique vision of success without burnout, overwhelm, or having to sacrifice your personal life because Lord knows who wants to do that. You can have your passion, you can have your profit, and you can really create your own dream. Now, if you want a copy of today's show notes, let us know. Drop the word show notes below, and we will make sure to get those for you. And y'all, if you know someone who needs to be here today, feel free to just sprinkle the magic around and share with your friends because I'll tell you what, we are all better together and everybody's going to want to get in on this. I could tell you that right now. So let us know that you're here. Say hello, hello, hello. And I want to tell you, even if you come back on the replay, we want to know that as well. And we will continue the conversation, even if you come back on the replay. Hey, Rachel, I'm so glad that you're here. Hey. Yes, yes, yes. Some show notes, dropping it. Love it. Okay. Now, one last little bit of housekeeping before we really dive in today's topic. So, I shouldn't say one thing, two things actually. We love to learn out loud here. So if you have something that resonates with you and you're like, ooh, that was a good nugget, right? Hmm. Makes you stop, pause, think about it. I want you to drop a hashtag nugget because those friends who come back in the replay, they're going to be leaning a little bit closer when they see that. And I know that studies have shown when you actually type something, write something to anchor in an idea, it actually solidifies it and makes it really anchor in. So that's why we like to learn out loud. And y'all, if you haven't been watching, we are celebrating the new transition to Dance Studio Empire. And yes, hello, Lucy. So excited. We are better together. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the deal. We are in the middle of celebrating Dance Studio Empire's announcement. And we are in the middle of the 7 days of saving. So if you haven't seen those, let me know. I will share those with you. But let's get this party started. I want to respect everybody's time. I'm seeing everybody kind of pop in, which makes my heart so happy. And no, we are going to have this conversation. So we are absolutely better together. Yay. All right. All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get this party started. I am going to bring in my friends Adam and Vicci. And y'all, let me tell you that the blessing of this pandemic,
Hello.
and the silver lining for me personally has been that it has opened our eyes to that we are actually really a global community and we are a global industry. And now I will tell you, I was using Zoom pre-pandemic, y'all. But for so many of us, that wasn't a reality in our industry until the pandemic happened, right? But it did open doors and it allowed us to expand our network and expand our resources. And so one of the beautiful blessings was, that I was able to actually meet Adam and Vicci. I had been hearing really great things about them and what they're doing in their communities and from other people in the industry. And I was like, oh, I really need to connect with them. And so we did, which makes my heart so happy. And we've got to know each other a little bit better. And so let's just dish on this a whole idea that there's a new trend coming. Now, y'all, I'm just going to spill the tea. If you guys don't know yet, if you don't know yet, the Olympics, they are finally starting to embrace our industry a little bit. Right? We've seen so many times, yes, for us, I think as dancers, we're like, okay, maybe gymnastics resonates with us a little bit because we see the floor routines and we see, right? And like we know the skill sets and things that go into it. So I don't know about y'all, but me, I mean, I would watch the gymnastics in the Olympics, or I might watch figure skating because again, it kind of felt like it embodied and encompassed, but it was just, slightly different, but it still felt like, resonated here with my heart. And then, but it didn't feel like, well, why aren't we being showcased? Like, and all the amazingness that we do. And so now that they officially are bringing breakdancing into the Olympics, I feel like that's a huge win for our industry. Like, oh, totally huge win, right? And so, with that being said, do you think that there's going to be kind of some trends happening that you're seeing in our industry because of the Olympics? Because I do.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've already started seeing it, haven't we? There's been quite a lot of press on this side of the pond. I know when it first got announced, Vicci was on radio, weren't you?
Yeah.
Discussing it with a local radio presenter, teaching them a few moves. So I think I know,
She's still got it.
Love it.
But I think it's going to be one of those things that it's going to snowball quite rapidly. As we see, I think you've got to see it to believe it, sort of thing. So as we start seeing people, train, and there'll be regionals beforehand.
I'm so excited. Just you talk about it, I get so excited about it.
Yeah,
it makes my heart so happy. I think that what we know to be true is that when you see things like this happen on a global scale, that it's inevitable that there's going to be this ripple effect, like you said, and that people are going to start to view the industry and the art in a different way than maybe they have in the past. And so I really think that it's imperative for studio owners to really look at these trends and say, okay, I know this is something that people are going to want. Now, not that they didn't want it before, but it's just going to be on a whole new level and a whole new scale, right?
Absolutely.
But what I also know to be true, and you guys, if you're watching here, let us know in the comments, because I hear this a lot. Do you struggle with finding great hip hop teachers or breakdancing teachers? Right? Because now I will tell you that I personally believe, and y'all are entitled to your own opinion, but I personally believe that because of breakdancing being in the Olympics, that there is also going to be an uptick, not just in breakdancing classes, but in hip hop classes. Do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah, massively. Absolutely. It's already started to, there's been hence why we started the company, but we already noticed that there was quite an upturn in this style of dance. I think from maybe reality TV having quite a lot of extremely good crews on, and it's sort of like set the scene, and I think that's why it's become really popular. But with the uptake of the Olympics, I think it's just going to become more and more popular. And it could even overtake some of the more long-standing styles of dance.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely going to be a shift, and so I think that if we're being proactive as studio owners, which we should be always watching what's coming up, what's the trends, what's going to be the thing now, and see, okay, how can I find something that is going to align with my values? Because I think that's one of the big challenges. One of the big challenges that I hear consistently from studio owners that I work with, whether it's one-on-one or in our group programs, is that, Erin, I can't either find a good hip hop teacher who's reliable, or they might be a really great hip hop teacher, but they aren't great working with littles.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, how do we make this work? And so, you guys, I think that this is where having a really strong curriculum comes in place, is finding the right teachers that work with littles, that work with, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds, that sort of thing. If you have a strong curriculum, you could have them teach it. I think right now we've had it a little bit backwards sometimes inside our studios, is like, if I find a great hip hop teacher, they'll be able to teach all the hip hop, and which isn't always the case, right? Like, as you guys have been, now you guys, you know what? Time out. I'm just going to roll it back a little bit here. Let's take a minute. I'm going to just go off screen for a minute. I want you guys to share a little bit about Little Beats, because you guys, I didn't do a good job introducing them. If I'm being completely honest, y'all. Holy moly, I was so excited to talk about the Olympics and the trends that I did not do a good job. So here's the deal. We're going to roll it back 2 steps. And I'm going to let you guys just introduce yourselves a little bit, tell everybody about Little Beats, because you guys, this curriculum is amazing. Hence why I felt like they were the best people to come on and have a conversation about this today. But I'm going to just zip my lip for a minute, and I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself, because clearly. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go, yeah. Okay, wait, I lost you. Okay, hold on. Let's try again, because it like totally went mute. I don't know what happened. And I switched sides and all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
It went okay, well, I lied. So now I'm going to zip my lip. I'm just going to stay on camera, because if I tried to do that, clearly it didn't work. So just introduce yourselves and I'll just be quiet.
Okay, well, I'm Adam. Pleased to meet everyone. This is Vicci.
Hello.
I'm certainly not the dancer in this duo. I've got 2 left feet, even though she does say that I can dance after a few vinos. However, she basically created the syllabus and the magic behind it. So I can't take any credit for that. And she'll go into more about why she created it and how she created it, which is quite an interesting story. And I think it shows what's been put into the syllabus, because it's been a labour of love for several years now. And I basically get involved from a technology point of view. So
he's a tech guy.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little bit of a back behind Little Beats. So myself, I'm classically trained from the age of 2 to about 20. I was ballet, tap, modern, jazz, everything, performing arts, you name it, I did it. And then at 21, I moved to London and I did my first hip hop class. And I was like, what is this? Where's it been all my life? It was amazing, because I just felt like this is what I needed to do. And from then on, I ended up traveling. I lived in New York for a bit. I went to Spain, all doing what I love, which is dancing with crews and learning from choreographers and just picking up all these beautiful styles and fusing them together. So then fast forward, and I moved back home to England, and I set up a dance school just to sort of get by. I didn't want to go anywhere big. I just wanted to sort of get some money, and I wanted to go back traveling, basically, me and my best friend. And from that, we ended up open up a dance school, and it ended up running for 6 years. And it was Monday to Sunday, literally all through the summer holidays. We were grafting, and we had a huge school from the ages of 2 to, we went to adults, to be fair, because all the mums and dads used to like, oh, can you not teach us some hip hop? So yeah. So we ended up doing it all. And then what I found is that like you said before, Erin, there's so much that us dance teachers have to take on when it comes to choreography. Now running a business, we have to be experts on
all the things.
on everything. Whereas back in the day for me, it was literally a flyer here, speak to people there. So I completely get how the industry's just gone, wow, we've got to try and keep up with everything. So when I was having my dance crews doing all the competitions, I saw all my little ones. So this is why I called it Little Beats, because we were called Street Beats. All my little ones with their noses stuck at the window, watching in awe of all the siblings, just being like, I want to wear them costumes. I want to wear the cool hats. I want to do. And I thought, right, we'll start Little Beats. We'll start something and we'll just try it and see how we go. So the first thing I did, and I always say this, don't I? I mixed 2 songs because I was getting into a bit of like DJing as well. So I went online and I found Sleeping Bunnies, and I don't know if that's a big one in the States. But
yes, it is.
Is it?
Oh,
right. Brilliant.
We've got the best Sleeping Bunnies.
So we've got the best one ever. But before we did our Little Beats one, I created my own. So I basically went online. I got Sleeping Bunnies, which is see the bunnies sleeping. And then it went, wake up, little bunnies. And I went into House of Pain, jump around, jump up and get down. And I thought, right. And I trialed it and it just took off. And then what we saw, and this is what I love so much about Little Beats, is boys. Lots of boys came, lots of dads came, lots of granddads came, the grandmas came, everyone, because we started it as a 2 to 3 class. So, we wanted it as a family affair. We had a limbo stick, and it just took off. And then I thought, right, I'll take it to schools. So there's a school program going out. And like I say, the feedback was amazing. So fast forward now, and I met Adam. So Adam is he's my partner in love, and he's my business partner as well. And we work so well together because when Adam met me, I was here, there, and everywhere. I was choreographing in the garden, choreographing in the bedroom, running late for class. I was just everywhere, as we have to be for dancers. We've got to mix the music, get the music, find the music that's appropriate, So he said, right, let's work on Little Beats, because I said, this is my dream, and I want to help dance teachers, studio owners out there. I just want to make it an easy ride for them where they can just go, right, what can I do with little ones? Because one, like we said before, it's finding the right music that, is going to inspire the kids and really get them, make them enjoy learning, as opposed to just like, oh, not this song again. But the main thing is, and we do this with all our Little Beat songs, is we listen to them and we get our families to listen to them, friends to listen to them, and we want the adults, the grown-ups, to enjoy the music just as much as us. So you'll find when you listen to the Little Beat syllabus, if you can't work out in the gym to it, it's not on the track. It's a feel-good vibe. It's songs that make you go, like our Wheels on the Bus, for example. It makes you just want to get down, doesn't it? And dance, and like our Bunnies. Everything that we do, we make sure that we want adults to feel like they're in the experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So then if we could look at the syllabus, I'll just give you a little lowdown on that. It's hip-hop based, it's urban based. So even when we learn about different cultures, which we do, we've got Indian in there, African in there. We put an urban flair into everything. So there's never that cheese in it. It's always fresh, and we're keeping up with the trends, because you've got to in this industry. It goes so quick. Before you know you're flossing, there's something else coming out.
Well, it's so true. And you guys, I have to tell you, I've listened to some of their music and looked at their syllabus, and it's fantastic. And I love it. And I love the fact that, it's really, you guys are taking it and wanting to introduce them to multiple cultures. And how does this actually all tie in together, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and I think that as we are moving forward and seeing people, it's like, how do we create some magic, inside of our studios? And I think that this can bring just that fresh little bit of electricity, right, into your studio, and like, oh, this is so awesome, right? And having that additional, well, not only revenue stream, but really just bringing, like you said, having everybody super excited about it. And I think about, you guys, if you know me and you've watched for a while, you know that I can probably tie a lot of things back to Disney.
I love Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so my point to that is this, that what you have done, like Disney does well, is that Disney and Pixar, if you look at them, what do? They want movies, they want entertainment that's entertaining for the whole family. Right?
Yeah.
And that's key, because as a mom, I will tell you, of 2 little ones. Now, I probably am not the normal, because I listen to kids' music all day long anyway for work, right? And like, I'm into it, right? But like, I have girlfriends who are like, if I have to listen to this one more time, right, I'm gonna lose my mind, right? And so, but and that's not probably Disney songs. But
Yeah.
that being said, right, if we have something that everybody loves, that's a win. And you get buy-in from the whole family. And that is key, my friends, to having a really great program. So I'm super excited about that. So if somebody, here's the deal. So say if they've been struggling, they're like, we have hip hop classes, but they might need a little bit of love. Right? Do you have any, I mean, aside from having a great curriculum and that sort of thing, like, do you have any sort of like gold nuggets or tips for them to feel like, how do we shift and really leverage this sort of trend that we see coming up? Because we know they need a great curriculum, right? And we're going to share a little bit more about that in a minute. But I just want to make sure, like, I always love to give like little takeaways, like, what's key? What have you found that people love or people hate or what repels them when we're actually trying to gain them? Do you guys have anything like that you would think that you would want to share with everybody?
Yeah, I always think, well, especially when it comes to, if you're thinking, if we're talking about hip hop, it's obviously it's under the umbrella of street dance, which there's so many elements to. So obviously you can just stick to hip hop, but then you've got locking, you've got popping, you've got break dance, and you've got voguing, you've got everything. And I think it's important that when you're teaching these classes, you saw it with me, I have to get myself to classes. I think as a teacher, you need to stay inspired and you need to keep training. You need to find the time. But, YouTube has lots of things, but you can get to a class that's even better to feel that energy. But I think that's what you should be bringing to classes. Just, you should be learning things and going, right, this is what I want to bring to class. And they want to learn a little bit of all these foundation skills that goes under the umbrella of street dance.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I'm a big proponent of continuing education. And I think that not only can you learn something new, but it inspires you and it opens your mind to be like, oh, like I was maybe sometimes I hear this a lot, like I was in a little bit of a rut when it came to my choreography, or I found like I sat back. I had someone tell me the other day, Erin, like I sat back and we were at competition, right? Nationals were just happening here in the US. And they're like, I was sitting back and I was watching and I was like, all of our choreography looks exactly the same, but just in different kids. And she goes, and not in a good way. Right? In that, like, it wasn't like, oh, this is my stylistically, this is me. It was like, oh, I didn't come up with anything fresh and new for different, you know what I mean? So I wholeheartedly agree with you. And this is one of the big reasons why I love to come and speak at different, there are some different here in the States, some different conferences coming up and actually just right around the corner, which I'm so excited about, that we, present some workshops and things, but they actually getting yourself into class and being around other teachers exposes you, inspires you, and really developing that. So that makes my heart so happy for you to suggest, because y'all, even if it's not your jam, okay, here's the deal. I believe even if something is not your favorite, right? So like, if I'm being perfectly honest, ballet is not my favorite personally, right? That being said, I know the importance of still going and taking a ballet class. I know the importance of, I see the value in it. I see it. And when they're not your favorite and it is uncomfortable, it's actually probably where you should be. So that being said, even if you feel like hip hop is not my forte, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect at it. Like, you just have to go and yourself and be inspired. So I agree with you. Thank you. I love that. So, okay, y'all, here's the thing. The Olympics, what is it? Paris 2024?
Believe so, yeah.
Yes. Paris 2024 is where breaking will debut in the Olympics. I'm so happy. Which means I believe anyone who's smart and thinking ahead should really get in on the ground floor right now that they've announced it, because there's going to be this hype. There's a little bit of buzz, right? Depending on where you're at. And you get in there and you start a program, and then it's like you can make a big old deal about it in your community, right? And you already have a well-established program. Then you leverage that, y'all. This is the key. It's not like, oh, Olympics is here. Let's throw up a hip hop class. Let's throw up a whatever. You've missed the boat, right?
Yeah.
So if you start now, if you get in on the ground floor now, you create some magic, you create some content around it, you create, right? Like you do the work now, you will start to see your benefits, the rewards coming slowly, but then you are going to see a big explosion because you've already laid the foundation now for when it explodes in like, under 2 years, right? Because I think, because it actually is just, now that I say that, I can tell you I did some research because I'm thinking about going, but it kicks off on my birthday, July 24th, 2024 in Paris. It does. The opening ceremony kicks off on the 24th. So, y'all, that means you guys have 2 years. Which I know seems like, oh my gosh, that's 2 years away, but we know how fast time goes, and things take a while to build your name, build your reputation sometimes, and really create something magical so you have ready to go. So, anywho, y'all, my point is, don't wait. Let's think about this now, right? Now, you guys, can we share a little bit more about like how they can find out about your information for the curriculum? Because you guys, yes, they are not here in the US, but let me tell you, they have taken over the UK. And now that they have released their curriculum to global market here, we are able to actually use theirs here in the US, which makes my heart so happy that you guys are offering that now. So what's the best way for them to take a look at what you have to offer?
Yeah, of course. Well, if you go to littlebeats.com, and that's with a Z rather than an S, you'll be able to find, there you go. She's not just flashing.
I'm like, it's coming up. It's popping up, y'all.
It's basically a full, there we go. There's a section on there that basically has all the info, what's included, but just to basically give you a synopsis. So this is something, like I say, we've been working on this program in particular for the last 3 years. So the good thing about it is that we've got a load of great material. So from promotional material, i.e. animation videos, promo videos, images of like, we've done clothing shoots, all sorts. All amazing stuff that you've got access to via our app. So with a click of a button, you never have to think about sharing content or creating content again.
We've got your back.
We've got your back. We've got over 70 songs currently, which all can be played via our app. And it also has training videos of how to produce all the moves and routines via the app.
Yeah,
very easy to use. On there as well, you can actually add your classes and it automatically goes onto our map. So you can promote your classes because obviously we're doing promotion all the time. So we're actually promoting your classes as well. And it's easy to get going, set up, and off you go. So it couldn't be easier for you to get going. It's just a training session with Vicci. And she likes to do all the initial training sessions, even though we're backed by a team, just so she can get a feel for exactly what your school is about, and she can give you that personalised help. But currently, I think we've got over 200 classes in the UK, which we have thousands of students, and we have everything from mascots, which we hire out and have that available. We even got shows that you can basically perform. We just did a show in Manchester here in the UK with over 200 kids, which was amazing, and again all Little Beat superstars. So you're not just sort of buying a program, you're getting involved into a brand, which also comes with a host of loads of other features which are really useful for teaching and also growing your program in your school. And just a final sort of nugget of information, you can either obviously just attach this to your school and you can actually run this, or if you've currently got a street dance class going on in your school, you can basically use this instead of, or if you wanted to start a program from start, you can actually just use this and we'll teach you how to obviously get that off the ground and start gaining students and how to sort of market it. So yeah, it's a fully inclusive program anyway.
I love that you guys have really thought about all the things, and I can tell y'all that they're the all the graphics and the marketing and the plug and play, it's all on point. It's good. Right? I'm like, I've seen some not great ones, but this is good. So y'all, yes, you can go to Little Beats, you can find out more. And I want to tell you that I think that it's number one, it's well worth the investment. And you are going to see amazing results. And you're going to see kids who are happy. You're going to see teachers who feel confident in teaching the curriculum. I think that's absolutely key here is you have staff who feel confident. And here's the thing, as a studio owner, again, if you're in that place and you're like, hip hop is not my thing, right? But you're in a pinch, you're in a pickle, you're in a whatever because the hip hop teacher calls in sick, or they go out on maternity leave or whatever. You have everything you need at your fingertips for it to be good to go. Like it's like, oh, we don't have to miss a beat, we're just going to go ahead and keep on moving on. Oh, what age ranges? Thank you, Rachel, for that question. What age range Little Beats for?
The age ranges, we've got our teeny boppers, which is ages 1 to 2. We have our boppers, ages 3 to 4. We have our hip hoppers, ages 3. Hold on.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Sorry. Let's rewind. Teeny boppers, ages 1 to 2. Boppers, ages 2 to 3. Hip hoppers, ages 3 to 4. And then we've got our top rockers, ages 4 to 6.
Okay, so we're looking at 1 to 6-year-olds is really where this is focused on.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a beautiful thing because I think sometimes, especially the younger ones too, I think it's hard. Sometimes it's like, how do we make this work?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And how do you? But oh my gosh, as little as 1, that's amazing.
And they're like a break dancing move.
Don't expect too much at that age, though.
Spin on the red.
Around. I love it. Okay, so yes, ages 1 to 6. Do you think now? The reason why, do you think 7-year-olds is it, or is that too far?
No. We've got lots of people out there that are taking it to 9-year-olds. It's only because, like, obviously we kind of concentrate on Little Beats because there's a niche in the market to get those little ones up and dancing, and then they feed nicely into your school. If you get them in at an early age, they're committed, and then you can obviously host your older classes. And I think that's when they want to listen to more like mainstream songs, you can get away with it when they're young, but when they're like 10, they want to listen to something else that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Eric said, I love teaching the little ones, but yet, the 1-year-olds, Lord, I don't. But it's true. And the earlier we can get buy-in. And if you have, like you said, if you have a program where the parents are excited about the music, the parents are going to be involved. That's a great thing. So for those 1-year-old classes, that's a parent and me class, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's fun for all. It's a great party vibes for it. That's the best way to think of it, is a place where, I think especially parents and grown-ups, they want to be able to take their kids out, but they want to have fun and they want to, get out of the house. So we've made sure that they've got a reason to get out of the house and come and enjoy the classes. So 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 is with any grown-up involved.
Okay, awesome. That's really great to know, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm great with the same thing Erica said. I'm great with little ones. Like they are my niche, my jam. But 1-year-olds, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, not a lot you can do with them.
I'm like 2-year-olds. I'm like, okay, that's fine. 1-year-olds, I need some extra hands, right? So that makes my heart so happy to hear. All right, my friends, do we have any other questions? If not, I don't want to not waste, because this is not a waste. This is all very valuable, but I want to be aware of everybody's time today, and I want to make sure that anything gets answered. So if you have more questions about Little Beats, of course, reach out to me, drop them here in the comments. Myself, I'm sure Adam and Vicci, they will help, follow up with those. And you can go to their website and you can talk with them as well. They have also been, can I share with them? They have been also so kind because they want to give you guys, because you're part of my camp, because you're part of my tribe here, they want to give you a little extra deal here. And so I think it's Erin 10, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
I think.
You put me on the spot, yeah? You put me on the spot.
I think they gave it to me. I'll let you guys know. Okay. I'm like, I'm almost positive it's Erin 10 is the code for you to get a discount. I'm gonna put that in here. I will.
Men can't multitask.
I will come in and fix it if it is not.
Right, I'll bear with me a second.
He's like, I'm going to tell you for sure before we actually leave here.
It is. It's 7:10. Yeah, that's perfect. You're right. You're correct.
Okay. Yay me.
Perfect.
I'm excited. That okay. So the name of the
go.
program, Erica, is Lil Beats. So I'm going to write it in here again for y'all. And then I will also put the website one more time for y'all. But know that I personally, I'm giving it my Erin seal of approval because I have seen the lesson plans. I have listened to the music. I've seen their app. I've seen what they have created, and I do believe in this program. And I think that it's a really great program that you can add to your list and your repertoire, and to really start to feel confident in that, okay, I'm giving them a solid start. And it's a solid introduction. I think that's a really great way to start. Is like, okay, I think us as educators, especially when they're young, it's like, let's expose them and introduce them to the different genres, right? And what is it that they're going to connect with? And like you said, like you had never taken a hip hop class until you moved to London, and your whole world expanded.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, if you take a step back and think like, wow, what if I would have had hip hop when I was 5?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. And so this is where I think that it's almost like our duty, right, to make sure that we are giving those opportunities to our students to say, like, you know, everybody has a different thing, you know, and so we need to be able to provide them with different genres, which I know can be challenging a lot of times, especially if you're in like a smaller studio and you're like, well, tap is not my thing. I'm not a tapper, so I have to find a tap, you know, like, which, you know, I think is true, but I'm just using that as an example. But same thing, it's like, I'm not a hip hop teacher. I'm not a tapper. I'm not a, you know, whatever. And so this is where finding the support, finding the resources that you need is absolutely essential. So you guys, any last little things that you want to share with them about this trend that's coming up? And, you know, if you have any thoughts before we call it wraps for today, because I think that this conversation is one that I'm so excited that we had, but it really is starting to like put this upcoming trend on people's radars. But what's your parting thoughts for them as they are moving forward?
Well, we'll both give one. We'll both give one.
I love
it. My only parting gift is just in business in general. I think it's really hard to keep current and on point with anything that you're doing. You sort of get bogged down with everyday routine. So I think what's been an eye-opener for me on this one is that that's what Vic does and the team constantly. They are keeping up for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And, you know, whether that be, you know, a K-pop song, which we've just recorded, because that's really on trend at the minute and it's opening up another avenue, to, you know, doing a song in a different language, because with the population in a certain area is really heavily demographic to a population. We listen to what's going on and make the songs, routines, material to cater for that, so you don't have to. So, and the best thing about it, like we said already, is that every single person, including myself, loves the music. And from having a daughter now 18 years old, who got dragged to every single different class possible, I was sitting there in pain, but now I listen to this kind of music and really, really enjoy it. So that's my parting gift anyway, but I'm sure Vic has one too.
I love it.
I think mine is because when I used to teach, like I said, more the teenagers and more the adults, where I'd be so excited if I could get them children to do like backflips or non-handed cartwheels, and I'd be so proud, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. And I didn't think I could feel the same when teaching like a 2-year-old. And the thing is, you can, when you see that 2-year-old come in and the first thing they learn is just a cool pose, and they do this, and they might be so shy, and then after a few weeks, they nail it, and you so like it's still not. I get excited talking about. I know it's hard, but I just love what we're giving to these little ones. And I think the time where there's iPads, phones, and everything there, that this is something to get them out of the house, get them active, and get them dancing. And the last thing I'd say is, if hip hop or street is not your forte, don't worry about it. It's what comes down more than anything in this syllabus is your energy, and it's you taking these children on. There's adventures in this. I won't go into too much because you have to come to talk to me. But basically, there's adventure routines, and you really take them to the adventure. And you as a teacher, we sit them down, we get them to speak about where we're going to go. Before they're even touching a dance move, they're learning to, just socialize. And, so I always think it's very important that you don't have to be a hip hop teacher. It's not about that. It's preschool, and it's about, getting on their level and having a passion for teaching them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I think that one of the things that I maybe stand on my soapbox about a lot when it comes to teaching this age group is that we have to get on their level. We have to be storytellers, right?
Yes.
And that's how we engage and activate their imaginations, and we get them actually engrossed in like, oh my gosh, wanting to know more. And whether that's in your creative movement classes, in your hip hop classes, right? Like that's just developmentally age appropriate, right?
Yes.
And so I think it's more about having the love, bringing the energy, working with that age group, and then you just find the support that you need within the materials and the curriculum and syllabi and things of that nature. And so I'm so excited that you have opened it up and released it to the world. You've tested, you've done the work over, in your communities, and now it's just going to be, your ripples are going to turn into a tsunami. And with the breakdancing in the Olympics in 2 years, y'all, I think that it's going to be absolutely a really great time. So I want to just say thank you so much for joining me today on this episode. I think it's something we all need to think about. It is only, and I say only 2 years away because 2 years flies by like that. We know this to be true. And so I think that it's important for us to kind of look at that. Okay, this is coming. So let's get on it now, be an early adopter. Because then again, you're going to position yourself in your community as someone who already has it down versus maybe your competitor who's all of a sudden scrambling. Oh, I'm going to throw in this hip hop class, and it's not great, right? So I think it's really important. So thank you so much for coming and joining me. I know that it's the end of your day over there, and we're just getting it started here in California. But I appreciate you guys taking the time in your schedules to come and chat with us, and I think that it's a conversation that we needed to have. And you guys, if you need additional support, obviously reach out to myself, reach out to Vicci, reach out to Adam, and we'll drop some more, contact or how you can follow them. We'll put those resources in there as well. And if you want to get a copy of the show notes or you want to talk more, just drop it in the comments below. And I will see you guys next week for another episode of the Erin Burd Live Show. Y'all, I already have our topic picked out, and I'm excited because we're going to finish off July. You guys, I have to tell you, so July's my birthday month. Clearly, I told you July 24th is my birthday. And show notes, please. Yes, we will get you the show notes, I promise. July is my birthday month, and our team had been working so hard on so many different projects that it's been in the works. I love these sort of things that we're doing. And so I said, okay, July, we're just going to celebrate all month long, and we're going to go bananas, and we're going to just celebrate. We're going to do all these different things. And so it has been like one thing after the other. Well, next Wednesday is the last announcement celebration of July. So it's going to be a good one. So y'all don't want to miss it. So I'm going to leave you all there. I hope that you have a fantastic day, my friends, and I will see you guys very, very soon.
Thank you
so much, guys.
Thanks, Erin.